Okay, I'm gonna go to the other room so I'm not in the background of your video.
You can be in the background of my video, I don't care.
Okay.
Okay, let me fix my hair one last time and then we're going for it. Hi everyone, it's Bethany. Derek is on the couch behind me. He's chilling, hanging out. I was filled with the desire to make a video to update people on the process of me donating my kidney, which has progressed really far since the last time I've addressed it in the video. It's still up in the air as to when it will happen or even if it will happen. It's dependent on a couple different factors. So I just thought I'd update you on where we're at, mostly because I am finding it really necessary to get some of this stuff off my chest. I want to talk about it because it's helpful for me to think through it. And I know every time I see people that I haven't seen in a while, they're like, what's going on with the whole kidney thing, you know? What's up with that? And then I explain it to them. So I think it would be helpful just to give people an update in general. Basically, I am 2/3 of the way through the process of becoming a kidney donor. There were 2 different hospital days in the hospital in Indiana that I needed to do. I did the second day on this past Wednesday. The first day that I was there, they walked away with a few different things. They were like, we need to recheck your blood when you come back in January. We need to recheck your weight because there was one kind of weird thing about my blood that they wanted to make sure was staying steady. And then they wanted to recheck my weight in January. And since being there in November, I had worked really hard and I've gained 5 pounds. And I kind of thought that, like, if I came back in January, which I did a few days ago, and showed them that I could gain a little weight and was like, weighed a little more, weighed more like of a healthier weight, they might just be like, okay, you're approved for surgery. Great, you gained a little weight, that's good enough, like, that's fine. But what I didn't realize that basically the dietitian that I was meeting with was like, great, you're doing a great job, like, you've gained 5 pounds. Now you just have to gain 8 more until I approve you for surgery. And essentially, like, I am not going to be approved. Like, I hard and fast have to get to this goal weight of 118 pounds. I weigh like 110 right now. I have to be 118 because that's the magical number that is the lowest possible weight to be a healthy BMI, which I don't know why they're measuring by BMI because it's outdated and kind of ridiculous. But basically, they want me to be a healthy weight for surgery so that I can recover. And some people lose weight after going through the surgery, so they want to make sure that I have like a little cushion and that I am like what's considered a healthy weight. So basically now my goal, I was 105, I've got to 110, I have to get to 118. My actual goal is 120. To gain another 10 pounds to get up to 120 so that I will have like a little bit of a cushion. So if I have an off day and I like weigh a pound less, when I do my weigh-in before surgery, I don't get just like outlawed from doing it. I didn't think it was as intense as it's turned out to be. I didn't realize that when they said, you know, we'd like you to weigh 118, they meant you have to weigh at least 118 pounds when you check in for surgery or else we'll call the whole thing off. And that's kind of where I found myself. So that was a little daunting because I have worked so hard to get up to weigh 110 and then to go back in for a recheck and to find out that like you have to do it, but even more, like you have to just like double down because gaining 5 pounds was hard enough. And now I have to gain another 10. I decided that I'm going to try and start working out. And like, I used to be a fit person. I used to work out and stuff. I used to run cross country in high school and all that stuff. But I was like an endurance runner, and it was a lot of cardio, a lot of distance running, a lot of stuff that would make you slimmer and slenderer. So now I'm trying to figure out how to work out to build strength. Just tonight, like, tried yoga again for the first time. I used to do yoga every once in a while, just like stretching and real easy stuff. And I just did a thing online that was like strength building yoga. And when it was all said and done, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired and like my arms hurt and I'm just not good at this. I'm just not good at this. After all of this like struggle and frustration and focusing on my weight and trying to gain as much as possible and now starting to like work out and do all that sorts of stuff to gain weight to be able to donate, like at the end of that road of like really difficult whatever, at the end of that is like a terrifying medical procedure that is like gonna be like mentally and physically and emotionally draining. And yet like I don't know why, but it's the main thing that I want to do. That's all I want at this point. Not all I want. Like I obviously want other things for my life and for my relationship and for my family and whatever, but for me personally, it's become a personal goal to be able to give in this way. And I want to do it so badly. And I believe in it so strongly that this is the right thing for me to do and that this is important in a way that goes beyond me. I get that it's weird that I'm putting myself through all this hassle for something that's going to be so scary. You know, just being there at the hospital a few days ago, having a bunch of x-rays done, having them draw more blood, and then order more blood to be drawn later. I have to go to a lab and have them draw more blood and put it in this kit and send it off to a lab to be frozen. That long story, but you know, it's constant IVs and blood draws, which to me, I don't know how many people are like this, but like I hate getting my blood drawn. I hate needles being put into my arm, and sometimes they make me pass out, and sometimes it's just mentally it screws with me and I get really freaked out and antsy and it makes me shake, it makes me uncomfortable. Like having all of this stuff done to like my physical body, you know, like something uncomfortable and scary being done to me physically, and yet I'm working so hard to be able to put myself in a scenario to get those procedures done. It's a weird, not convoluted, but it's a weird thing. But I'm so happy that I've made it this far and that I've gained weight and that I'm gonna continue to gain and like build muscle and be healthier so that I can give this kidney to somebody. So yeah, that's the update. I have to gain more weight. I have to gain 10 pounds, which for someone who naturally hovers around the like 105 pound mark, gaining 10 pounds is gaining almost a tenth of my body weight, you know, like that's hard work. So at this point, the only thing that stands between me and doing the thing that I want to do is myself, and is being able to set a goal and follow through with it. So that's the main thing. If you have any tips on how to build strength and build muscle and in turn gain weight, let me know. Any wrestlers out there who had to move up a weight class, hit me up. So if you have any suggestions for me. This is like we're approaching the end of this process, and in order to do it, I have to do it. I have to follow through. So it's really scary and exciting and intense all at the same time, and it's hard to explain to somebody. Like when I talk about like, oh, I have to gain 10 pounds, everybody's like, oh, ha, 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 just eat a whole cake, you'll be fine. And it's really hard to explain like how my body feels and how my body works, how it's really tough for me to put on weight, and how much of my mental space and emotional space it takes to get to that goal weight. Like, I know it sounds like a joke. I know it sounds ridiculous that I'm struggling this hard to gain weight, but think of it like someone who's struggling to lose weight, you know? To me, it's that hard. That's the update that I have for you. That's what I'm mentally and emotionally going through with this whole process. But I'm so glad to be doing it because it's keeping me like centered and focused on what I want out of my life and the direction that I want to move in. And that's like super healthy and good. This is exactly where I want to be right now. I know it might be hard to understand, and I know you guys might not get it because there's risk to me and it's weird, and why would you be doing that, especially for someone that you don't even know? But for me, this is like the perfect thing at this time in my life. This is exactly where I want to be. So I hope you understand. If you don't, I mean, you can always hit me up and text me or message me or whatever. Thanks. I hope you have a wonderful night or morning or whatever time it is. I don't know. Goodbye.